Hey, what's going on, everybody? Happy Wednesday.
Hey, happy Wednesday.
How was everybody's week? Hump day.
Hump
Good
day.
so far, no major complaints.
Almost there.
Yeah,
Halfway there.
almost. Yeah.
Okay. So my question is, I gave y'all some homework last week. Did anybody try something new this week?
I did.
What'd you do?
I tried dealing with foolishness and it didn't work. I did. I tried dealing with foolishness and it was an absolute epic fail.
I did try something new. I tried a new recipe from one of those cooking services. I'm trying a different one currently, and it came out actually pretty good. So,
what was it?
It was. Now I could have said it if I just drew a blank. It was a pasta, so it was a tomato basil fettuccine with thyme and spinach and thyme breadcrumbs, like whatever. It was really good though. I know it sounds very like
it sounds quite involved, but yeah,
it actually wasn't. It really wasn't. Yeah.
Okay. You, Mario, you try anything new?
No, I haven't tried anything new. My apologies. I missed that.
It's okay. You know what? It's like that sometimes.
I thought you tried something new today, best friend. Maybe not. Okay.
I don't think I want to publicize that.
No, not that for that. But I'm just saying we've tried new things this week.
Oh yeah, and that's for that. In that matter, yeah, I did try something new today, but yeah, I don't.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm intrigued.
Likewise.
So maybe I don't know.
Share.
Afterwards, I can.
Yeah, offline.
Okay.
The after show.
Yeah, there you have it.
So I did do something new, not only once but 2 times since we've talked last. I mean, it's working out. I've lost like a lot of weight, but I do walking and I go to spin and all that stuff, right? But this time we were walking around the park. Yeah, my fat ass jogged and I didn't stop. It was a slow jog, but I jogged all the way around.
Good job.
Good job, cuz
2 days. Now I had to
that's
lean
awesome.
up against somebody's car and gather my breath when I was doing.
But you did it though.
I still jogged nonetheless.
Yeah.
Good job.
My baby boy told me it was more of a shuffle, but I'm gonna say. I jogged. Okay, so I'm proud of myself.
Good job. How did you sleep afterwards? I'm sure pretty
like a champ. Once I showered and took a piece of candy, like a champ.
Proud of you. I'm proud of you all. I was sitting in that meeting today and I said, no, my cousin told me to try something. No, I am not giving any feedback today.
Okay. That was good of you. That's perfect for you not to give no feedback. Save it for the next time. Put it in your.
See, and I had to ask myself when I walked away, like, okay, not contributing in that meeting, what did it do? Did it change anything? Is your part for later? You know what I mean? So I did try something. I had to think differently this week. You challenged me to think a little bit different than I would have normally did. So thank you for the challenge.
You're welcome. You're all welcome. I'm just kidding.
Yes, thank you so much.
Well, we are going to get into this. We're going to get into this clip. And we're going to discuss that.
So here is the narrative.
Thank you.
I'm in the middle of ministry, and you know how you close out a sermon, and I'm singing, thank you, Lord. I'm thinking that I'm singing a solo.
It's a solo. God's using me. Don't sing with me right now. Lord.
That one that has to join you. And I heard her, y'all.
I'm singing alone now.
She was singing, and I was just going for it. Thank, ma'am.
Ma'am with that mask. Let that mask work for you. I'm singing alone. Lord.
I'm operating in the things of the Spirit. Sometimes when I operate publicly, everybody doesn't understand the dispensation of what I operate in. They just see me as Kim, the singer, who's not being the singer, who is not always the singer. I'm the preacher. I'm the person with the gift of the prophetic. But anyway, so I'm sitting there singing, and I keep hearing her. Then the man in front of her said, she's trying to tell you, man.
No, I'll call on you when I'm ready. Thank
So this was somebody who was disconnected in the service, but it was cool. But if you go further into the video, you're going to see what happened. I pulled her up, and then she went to dancing. What a time we had. I want to tell everybody, COVID is starting to rise again. Just like I told her, let that mask work for you.
Ma'am, with that mask. Let that mask work for you. I'm singing along. Lord, I'll be back.
For that little clip. I bet.
First of all, Kim is a menace. Let me just say that.
She is.
Yeah.
Yes. And one time ma'am, you keep reoccurring having to explain yourself.
Yeah.
It's not everybody else. Now, granted, I love a good solo, especially if it's Anita Baker. Please don't join me. Okay? I am the backup singer, the lead singer, the choir. I am all of that. I don't need any help. However, when singing to the Lord, you don't know what that woman was going through or what was moving her or if he was in her and she needed that. Yeah. So this kind of takes me to, and we're just going to say it. I love my people, but the Black church, when you have people that may come in sometimes that haven't been to church in a long time and they sit somewhere because they're just coming in church and you took my seat, how that makes people not want to come. You know, so you don't know what she was going through or if that was her first time at church. And maybe it wasn't, but still, if the Lord is speaking to her, you can't quiet that. So that's just my thought on it. I just kind of,
well, I'm here to say,
it wouldn't be so bad if it was like I don't know, maybe if somebody's humming while you're praying or something, but to keep saying it, and it was snarky. Now, did I laugh? Absolutely. But it was snarky because she was being slick a little bit.
Yeah. Not even a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay. But
I love it. I mean, some of the other stuff she do is a little bit like, but I loved it. Listen, I was mad I wasn't in church to hear it in person.
You said you was for the gathering.
Ma'am, you with that mask. Let that mask work for you. I mean, it was just, she was quick on her feet, quick with it. I loved it. I mean, you know, and I'm, with all due respect to the church, as you were saying, Ronnie, about the lady giving her praise and worship, I totally agree and understand that. But however, in that moment, I was dying laughing.
It was funny. I said it was funny now.
Yeah.
Now it was funny.
And then the fact that she kept going, I mean, if the lady told you to stop, maybe she held back a little bit. You kept going, so whatever you get is what you get.
Now, with that, though, let me say that she did keep saying it, but maybe the lady is somebody like moi, because you're trying to get smart. So I'm going to keep singing, because who is you talking to, Kim? So you kind of got to look at it like that, too. Well, she seemed like an older lady, but me,
you said you're going to be the same in the older years or not.
We're going to play it together. We great tennis.
That is true. And of course, I'm sure the lady really couldn't carry a tune. I'm sure that's part of it. And so you might have been throwing me off of my solo and my praise and worship because you can't sing. It brings me to a memory I shared with a dear sweet friend of mine.
I love Mario. I'm sorry. I don't mean to laugh.
we were at a funeral and
Wait.
We were at a funeral and
the whole story started off wrong. A funeral.
The soloist was singing song, and the young lady sitting next to me was, of course, joining in. And I had to, stop for a second. Look, I guess you just gonna sing up and down the whole scale.
The whole scale.
It happens.
Because I'm multi-talented.
Yeah. And that happens to be Stovall, who was sitting next to me up and down the whole scale. I said, wow.
Oh, wait a minute. So it was, okay. Jesus. Whew.
The spirit was moving you.
To Georgia, because she would have walked right on up there.
She probably was getting ready to it was getting good to her. She was about ready to go up there and grab the mic.
Hey, I mean, you're supposed to be in a safe space within the church, and you're supposed to be able to do that within reason, I guess, right?
I don't know, Hayward. You are a singer. How would you have felt if you were up there doing your worship?
That's why I know. That's why I started off with Kim as a menace, because I did feel like her main excuse me, issue with the woman who was singing was the fact that she probably wasn't singing well. So if it was someone who could sing, then she probably wouldn't have even said anything about it. That's my thought. Could be completely wrong, but yeah, I think that's a fair.
What would you have done? let's say you were up there doing, giving your praise and worship and everything like that, and a vocalist like myself was, second row from the front of the church, and I decided to let the fear hit me, and I decided to sing along, and I was that day in ever so perfect pitch.
Honestly,
I don't the read tonight.
You never know what you're gonna do in those situations. I mean, who knows? I may have, tried to tune it out, which I feel like Kim is the consummate professional, so she was definitely able to carry her own regardless of whatever's going on around her. So, but I feel like she took that moment to make it a comic relief, which she did because it was hilarious. But I feel like she did it purposely. Like,
yeah. I just feel like Kim is definitely a menace, so I agree with that. But I just hate I hate when, I'm not going to even say people of the church. I just hate for people that I look up to or that I enjoy something about them. I just hate when they go reality on me, and I have that reality feeling, that reality show or whatever it's called. I don't even watch them, but I hate that feeling. And I'm like, if you wanted that to be a solo, why didn't you just ask her differently instead of the snarky, funny remarks? You know what I'm saying? I seen the dude turn around and say, like, she must be talking to you, but like, why didn't you just say, guys, I just want to use this moment, like just talk overall, not just to her. Guys, I just want to use this moment to just really like summons the Lord, or you could have picked better wording, but you wanted to gather her in church. Like, you don't know if that lady was what that lady was going through. You know what I'm saying? She's probably could be singing through a cry, but yeah, it was definitely funny. But I mean, I enjoy Kim, but I'm like, Kim, you are two of the, I don't want to say of the world, but we're all of the world. But two, reality.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think
TV-ish for me.
That's just her personality at this point. Like, so I don't think she was putting on. I know what you mean, like, but I think that's just her. Like, even if because she didn't know. Well, even if she wasn't aware that it was being recorded, like, I think she would absolutely have done that.
I agree.
Regardless.
You know what it reminds me of, Mario, but this person is just toned all the way down. That was like, back then it was cool and I didn't have a problem with it. But remember I used to love Juanita Bynum.
Mm-hmm.
You remember? Yeah, it reminds me of her a lot.
You still love her today?
Yeah, she's cool. She's cool. I mean, I still like her, but
she's interesting.
Very
the love or the like that I have for her, then it's just I've grown, my mental has grown, so it's just not appreciated in the same manner.
Come on, mental.
We love
it. Isn't she the one that just recently she went viral with something about the
stand down? You look at them and stand them down, and I felt her do that whole sermon.
There was a different one. I think it was even more recent when she was talking about the guys coming in there wearing. Was it her or somebody else?
She was talking about what?
The guys coming to church wearing. Yeah, that was her. The guys coming to church wearing these suits so tight and all this kind of stuff. And
oh, really?
Yeah, it was. It was something like that. It's saying that basically making fun of how the guys, the girls come in and coming to church and how they do their praise and then all that kind of stuff. And then she said, the guys, basically the guys praising the God like the women should, and women praising God like the men should. I was like, ooh, okay.
Oh no, I definitely missed that. Yeah. And she didn't go viral for this. They didn't.
I don't know why you haven't seen it. I don't know why you haven't seen it. I'm gonna have to find it.
You send that to the group.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that was why I needed mine. I'm pretty sure. But yeah.
Subscribers, viewers, let us know how you feel about this clip. For real.
We would love to hear that. I'm gonna shout out. Speaking of our viewers, I don't know who Amanda is, but that's my girl. Her comments are funny as heck. Thank you. I was so late catching up on some stuff today, but she called me a badass. Thank you, Amanda. That's exactly what I think of myself too.
Yeah,
she's funny though. I love her. I love her feedback. So I appreciate really all of the viewers, all of them. But baby,
absolutely.
Yeah,
Amanda's on it every week, and I love it.
She is.
Baby. Amanda, you officially are getting your off-topic badge. We're sending it to you virtually.
And speaking of shout-outs, we got to shout out Mama Kim, who is not here with us.
Absolutely. Mama Kim.
We feel her absence.
Yes. Feel better, Mama Kim. Feel better. Feel better.
Very
We're
soon, very
uplifting
soon.
you.
Definitely. She better feel better come Sunday because she told us that Sunday Fun Day was on her this week. And I
Oh
told
yeah.
her
Oh,
exactly.
What you say, whatever it takes to get her better. Just take
Listen,
your time.
we got to prop her up on the stool. She going to be there.
By all means necessary, huh?
Definitely.
Thinking about you, Kim.
Yes,
Get
yes.
better.
Yep.
Okay, so guys, we're going to move on to our next segment, which is Speak to Me. And our word of the week. Drum roll, please. There it goes. Is vitality. My mom says vitality. I'm like, I don't know what that is, but vitality. So the question is, what does living a full life look like to you?
that's a pretty deep question.
It's very deep.
Yeah. I feel like if you guys don't mind me jumping in,
Oh, I mind.
well, please have the floor by all
Okay.
means.
Somebody try something new and they in rare form today.
You know, sheesh. But no, I feel like living a full life. I don't know. I think it's hard to say, but I'll say in this current stage of life, living a full life to me means um, living in my purpose, um, having loved ones around me, people that I care about, people who care for me as well. Um, and just being able to help others. That's one thing that's really important to me. Just being able to give back in whatever that looks like, whether it be like community service, or mentorship or anything like that. So those are things that I think of when it comes to like living a full life, just off the top of my head.
Before we go any further now, because I don't want to forget this question, but Hayward, when you say help, when you say part of having a full life is helping others, I guess my follow up to that would be kind of like, how do you balance helping others without losing yourself?
I think you can kind of, I don't want to say turn it on and off, but I think we've all been put here and God has given us gifts to be able to use. And I think if we're not using those to help others, then we're doing him a disservice and ourselves. So I think it's, within reason, like anything else, I think you give it, the attention that it needs in that moment. And then you take whatever time you need for yourself to recharge or do what it is you need to do to get yourself back to the center.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Great. Okay.
Vitality for me. When I think of that word, I for some reason I always picture like energized, upbeat. But then when I thought about it more, I'm like, sometimes the activities that rejuvenate me or bring me peace, which I think vitality means like a peace or a balance. One of the things that brings me peace is sleep, and that's being still, right? Allows me just to think and just rest. So I just kind of, my thoughts kind of contradicted each other. But for the most part, vitality for me just means harmony and peace and things flowing smoother and healthy. However you look at that, whatever aspect you want to put it in, as far as the things that you do day to day, the people that are in your circle, the energy that they give off, the energy that you give off, your mental state. Those are the things that I think about, or what vitality means to me.
Okay.
So what does it mean to live a full life for you?
For me to live a full life is usually when everything is blasting off at the same time, everything is equal, everything is going well. Or on the bottom end, when I'm coming out of a storm and I can understand the storm. To me, that's like understanding that I feel like I'm living a full life in that manner. So just no worries, or the worries that I do have, they're managed. I can manage them. But yeah, sometimes coming out of the storm and you learning the lesson, not learning the lesson, because that's the rough part, but understanding the lesson would be living that full life.
Okay. Well, I'll say for me, Definitely no regrets, not being afraid to take risks, finding that balance between like family and work because there's so many it's easy to get caught up in chasing after your goals or your dreams or after the dollar that you don't have the time to enjoy the fruits of the labor that you already have. um Definitely peace, definitely peace. That's just a big thing. So to me, that's living life to the fullest, like just enjoying everything around you, making sure that you have time to enjoy everything around you, not getting so caught up in it's easy to get caught up in your day-to-day self that or day-to-day stuff, I should say. You know how we all have some things that we're so focused on, then you're so focused on one thing that you look up and it's time to go to bed, then you're still focused on it the next day. So that's what 2-3 days you've missed because you haven't really lived in the moment because you're too busy over here with things. So just trying to find that perfect balance with everything. That's living life to the full, and definitely no regrets. I mean, we will have some regrets, but I guess my thing is, instead of looking at it as something lost or man, I hate that I did that, I wish I can go back and do it again. What did you learn? I know I say this almost every week. What did you learn from it? Like, what did you learn from it? Because if you don't have anything to say that you learned from it, it is how can I put it? It basically is a regret. I guess you can say that because you didn't learn anything from it. So, and there's something to be learned in everything, every trial, everything good. There is something to be learned in it for sure.
Absolutely.
I might have
I
missed
just
a
wish
couple
I just
lessons,
wish the understanding of the lesson came a little sooner. Because
but
once you understand the lesson, it'd be 10 years later. I get the same piece and the understanding, but I'm like,
but
ugh.
here's the thing though. Let me ask you this. I'm putting my Mario on now because Mario be having some deep questions. You wish the lesson would have came earlier, but if it would have came earlier and you didn't have to go through it, would you had to really listen to the lesson, or would you had to messed up or fucked up and had to go back through it again?
Come on, Sharon.
B.
We won't be ready
True,
sometimes, and the Lord
true.
know we ain't ready sometimes. So he's like, if she get it this quick, or she don't have to be in pain for a long time, and it's gonna be
She's gonna
like,
be
oh,
right
that's
back there.
not in the mud. We good. All right, let's
Yeah,
keep
you
it
right.
moving.
You
Yeah.
So
right.
sometimes we gotta
That timing. I
you
know.
got that
I'm
timing,
just saying.
his
It's
timing
important.
all the time. So that
But
next time it flows around, you like, all right, God, I didn't been through that. I ain't going back through that no more. I'm good.
seriously.
So we good. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Stovall and I had a conversation about lessons and things of that nature last week, and so it's so a lot of what you just said came up. So
Ooh.
yeah, yeah. But for me, I guess what it means to live a full life, I think would be to, I guess, kind of piggyback up here what everyone else says, living a life without regrets. Um, I have two friends that I really have not so much envy, but I've always admired how they live their life. Stovall being one of them, and then Dutch being the other. Because I always admire the fact that they would, if it was something they wanted to do, they did it. You know, it was almost like, I'm gonna do it now, ask questions later. And so they if like if their life would end tomorrow, they can actually say they've lived a life, you know. And I've always kind of admired that because I've always been the one that played it cautious or played it safe in a lot of ways. And so for me to live a full life would be just to live in the moment without stressing, without worrying, just live in the moment and do the things that I want to do in those moments, so that I won't regret not doing it later on.
Mm-hmm.
Makes sense.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
YOLO.
Oh yeah, yeah. So they
To a degree. To a
Is
degree.
a risk taker. We was in Punta Cana, baby, and they were about to go on this little adventure thing, and it was like, "Cuz you going?" I said, "Where y'all going?" I think she said, "Was it parasailing?" Some of y'all did,
Mm-hmm.
and she was. I said, yeah, "I hadn't lost weight then, okay, girl. I'm not getting rid of that great snap on me." And Kim was like, "Baby, that great get all of this up there." Well, I'll
I
see
love
you
it.
in, and if you get back,
Ronnie, when I tell you that
with both of my
parasailing,
drinks.
that parasailing is light work compared to the YOLO that I've experienced.
Really?
Parasailing, that's cute, but
Wait, did you call my parasailing? Yeah. Oh my God.
Well, Mario, to be fair, I ain't gonna bring up some of the times where we probably should have been shot or in jail. I'm not gonna.
oh yeah. Well, but I would just admire because I would look back on some of the stuff, and I look back onto some of it now, and I'm like, man, I'm like, damn. And in those moments, she just be freestyling like,
And I mean, baby, she freestyles like nobody else.
My
And I'm
God.
gonna go along with it because
yeah,
one of us can't get locked up. We get into trouble by both our parents, so both of us got to be downtown together.
yeah.
So, here we go.
Hayward,
She's
YOLO.
She's changed a lot. She's changed a lot.
No, I'm with you. I really am. I feel like if there's something I want to do, I do it.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna do better at my YOLO.
Yeah, I mean,
Please do.
I'm gonna do a little better at that.
because when you think about it, I guess the life is it's supposed to be lived.
Absolutely.
I think somebody might have mentioned this. I don't know if they formally mentioned it, but I think Kim might have brought it, saying something about, are you living, or you just existing, or something to that nature.
She did.
Yeah. So I would look at Stovall and I look at Dutch and I say, oh, they are living. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes I look at some of the things. It's kind of like, for me, it's like 50-50. Sometimes I'm living, sometimes I'm existing.
Sometimes I'm existing. That's me. Yeah, 50-50. That's me too, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Okay, well, good answers, my lovely people. So we're going to get to our off topic for this week. And it is about grown-up stuff. Okay. So I would like to know opinions on, I'm trying to think if I want to just throw all three out there or kind of just hit one at a time. Maybe I'll throw, what do y'all think? One at a time. Okay. So views on life insurance. How do you guys feel about that? Yes, I have children. I think that's very important. Also, especially when you, not kids, parents, whoever, people have to bury you. One thing I can't stand is a GoFundMe for a funeral. I don't know why that sets my soul on fire. Yeah, I mean, it just takes something in me.
You're not alone.
Sets my soul on fire, because the ones that want the GoFundMe are the drug dealers, or you got on everything label made and all of this and that, and you want me to help get you in the ground, baby? What are you doing? Where that Gucci bag at? So I don't know. People have to plan. I feel like people have to plan better. And so many people think, you have kids, younger people now. It's like, ain't nothing gonna happen to me. But our generation is dying faster with health problems, just all kind of stuff. So I feel like you need to be ready and have things in order. That's how. So yes, I think life insurance is very, very important.
I think that to kind of piggyback on what you're saying, Ronnie, is that some of the younger generation or our generation also kind of subscribe to that whole YOLO way of living. And so when in that thought process, afterlife or what happens after I'm gone doesn't matter. So, hey, you're going to be left with whatever it takes to get me in the ground or something like that. But while I'm here on this earth, I'm going to live my life and I ain't gonna worry about that. And that's unfortunate because, to your point, then you leave your loved ones scrambling to figure out how are they going to, now we're selling fish plates and spaghetti dinners and GoFundMe's and stuff like that to raise money,
Say skinny dinners.
Right. I thought it was just me.
Spaghetti dinners.
Did you say skinny dinners?
Spaghetti dinners. I'm sorry.
Okay, I thought I heard skinny too. I was like, I don't know
skinny dinner. That's something new for y'all, but nah.
Spaghetti dinners
and fish plates and stuff like that to kind of raise the money to get you in the ground, or probably selling that little popcorn fundraiser that everybody's doing now. That's what I'm saying. I can't buy another bag of this popcorn. But anyway,
that double good is good though. Baby, that double good is good. Yeah.
But so they just it comes to a point now that I don't feel like people really care about what I'm leaving you with to handle when I'm gone. It's kind of like, hey, I'm gonna do everything I can now and live life to the fullest while I'm here, and then whatever happens when I'm gone, hey, I don't have to deal with it. And that's unfortunate because a lot of people are left holding the bag in that regard, and that's unfortunate.
If you're going YOLO, you got to be grown up about it and have that life insurance ready. Now, don't YOLO if you ain't got your shit together.
That's very true. That's true.
Let me add on to what Mario has spoke about. So you YOLO your whole life, and then you leave the bag for your loved ones. But my hang up with this situation, or where I get frustrated, is when the ones that you're leaving the bag to asked you, can I have your social security number so I can go ahead and get some insurance out on you and I'll pay the benefits? And then you got the nerves to want to protect your social security number. But I can guarantee you're careless with your social security number and your credit. And then the one you're leaving the bag to is the responsible one, but you won't give. There's no give. It's like a power struggle. And for what? I don't understand it.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, there's people that I'm responsible for, and I'm like, let me get the social so that I'm protecting myself because I'm a long game. I'm an end game thinker. And then it's just like you run into that hurdle.
Mhm.
Well, honey, your celebration been all your life. So
You hear me?
Listen, I'm gonna bury you in the backyard, so I don't have to quit paying property taxes.
but no, for real, like one thing that I just would want to say about this topic is like, let's normalize talking about it, first of all. Second of all, get some information on the processes you really need to take to set yourself up for success. So I understand you're working at the job. The people that become mature on these jobs, you want to hurry up and grab their life insurance. That's fine, but go grab private life insurance. So if something happens at that job, you're still protected no matter where you're working. You know, it's not caught off guard. You're not surprised. You have the information. Please reach out to me. My handle is below somewhere. Reach out to me. I can talk your head about this topic, but like I want to normalize having these conversations and having information sessions about it, because some people just don't know. And then on the other side of the world, I want to tell people, like, give a little bit. Like, you protecting this social security number when you're not even protecting it yourself, when you're the owner of it. Like, something has to give. But the people that you want to be responsible for you and your afterlife, like, yeah, this is a trigger for me. So yeah, like, we got to make other decisions.
Yeah.
To jump, just to not, I guess, to piggyback off that, to throw in too, when you say prepare and be ready. If you have multiple siblings or something like that, just because shit gets ugly. I'm an only child, so I, thank God for that with my mom. I know it's me and my kids, but shit gets ugly. And if you have all that in writing, who gets what and what goes where, we're not getting ready to argue about nothing. It's written out, it's fucking signed off, it's here. This is what it is.
Yeah,
So
I think the
that would help
two.
a lot of families.
I agree with you on that. I think the two go hand in hand. Like, definitely being responsible, having your private life insurance, as well as having an actual like living will or will and testament, because a lot of people skip that, like thinking like, I just have life insurance, so I'm all good. But when it comes down to it, like you said, if there's a lot of people in your family, you have a lot of children, a lot of siblings, whatever, it can get ugly. But jumping back to what Stovall said regarding life insurance, I agree. It's funny that you say that in reference to just having your employer sponsored life insurance, because that is a topic. It's a big thing for me, and it's something like a semi heavy topic for me, because so in full open transparency, so I am HIV positive and have been for 10 years. And I had life insurance prior to that. But I ended my life insurance maybe 6 years ago because the policy, it was something going on with the policy, so I ended up canceling it. So in trying to then go back, not thinking of my status, that was considered like an illness or like a risky, insurer. So it's extremely expensive to get like private life insurance for, certain amounts. Like obviously I can get a general policy, but it'll cover maybe like cremation, maybe if that. But it's, again, these policies are just like extremely expensive. And I think some sort of legislation needs to go into that as it relates to it, especially with the advances in medicine,
Absolutely.
blah, blah, blah. But yeah, so I say that, so all of that to say, like, life insurance is important to me, and it's something that I've been researching just to get like an affordable, plan and not have to deal with all of the red tape and all of those other things. So yeah.
Well, thanks for sharing. It's hard. It's definitely hard. And now that we're coming into an age where, yeah, we're coming into some of the red tape as well. And the pre-existing factors, they matter where before they didn't matter, So it's hard. It's hard. It's just hard understanding the process, and not only understanding the process, but understanding why it's important right now. And that's conversations that I've been having with some people, with my family. It's just like, we are at an age that we actually have to think about Social Security.
Yeah.
Like, we have to think about it. They don't send those statements out anymore. Have we made a Social Security login account to see if we left today, or if we were disabled today, what are we getting tomorrow? You know what I mean? We don't even know that. Like, I was blessed enough to have my dad that he beat it in me, I mean, just so I have to know it. And then I've just kind of stuck with it, like, this information is panning out to know. So yeah, it's hard, but yeah, maybe we can do just an episode about that, and maybe a live episode where people can call in, because this is something really topics really near and dear to my heart.
Well, thank you for that, because now I need to be on my shit about Social Security, because that's something I have not looked into. So thank you very much for that. So we do need to,
Yeah, y'all remember those little statements that they used to send out like every 2 years or so? Yeah, they don't send them out anymore. So just logging on, it's just
and they're not sending them out. They mean my money ain't there. What's that mean?
She's just saying, like,
I'm not saying your money is not there, but I'm saying legislation is talking. They're saying that our age group, that bucket of money is not going to be there. They're borrowing from it day to day. So when it's time to cash out, there is a possibility, a high probability, that it might not be what you are looking to pay in. So I would definitely encourage everyone to log on to that website, create an account, and it's right there. It'll tell you even about your kids too, cuz like if you passed away, what their allotment would be.
I think I'm gonna look in to see if their dad passed away, what that would be.
I can guarantee you that he will be waiting for yours and not you waiting for his. Baby, because if his allotment is $600 a month and yours is $2,100, he gonna say, run me hers. I told you what to do. You need to get remarried for more than the years you married your previous.
I'm about to go find somebody's African.
My God.
EEOC, we are an EEOC podcast. We love all cultures, ethnicities
to marry, because ain't letting that happen. So, Mr. Producer, if you're listening, can we drop that link in when we post this one for the Social Security? Because I think that's a good link to have.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah.
Man.
What are you thinking, Mo?
I'm thinking where my money. That's what I'm thinking.
I'm thinking, where's my money? And I'm also thinking, does anybody want to get married?
Listen, I mean, because now I see why everybody makes a big deal about this new generation. We ain't gonna have no Social Security, this, that, the way they move it and stuff like that. We aren't able to get a pension. Now we're not gonna have Social Security, and I'm gonna get I can't make it on being a Walmart greeter. I mean, no shade to any of those who have to do that. So that's why I always tell my daddy how blessed he really is to be a retired man and live life. I think he feel like he lived life better now as a retired person than he did when he was working. And I said, man, you don't know how blessed you are, because I know so many people retire and go right back to work because you got to pay for your medical care or just to live and for your day to day. So
it's extremely unfortunate, and I think that's also where like tying in investing should come in relation with life insurance and all of that in preparation, because I think a lot of times, or I would say majority of the times in our culture, like just in the Black community, like we didn't know about investing. So I think a lot of other cultures, they have that additional money to be able to live off of after retirement because they were aware of those things. So
that's very true. Yeah. Or they probably didn't. A lot of times, the generation before us didn't have the money to invest. They were just trying to make it.
Yeah. This time around, I know everybody's investing, and sometimes that seems like a crowded avenue for me. But I've been talking to some people, and they're actually on the military side that's been giving me some more options. So I'll share that later. But those, what do they call, bearer bonds and different type of bonds and stuff? It's just, it seems like it's paying out a little bit more longer term. And I'm just like, why didn't we know anything about this? Kind of like Hayward was saying, like, I mean, now I see how people of their cultures are making their money grow at a fast pace, not a slow pace, not the SoFi banking account that gives me 5.2%. You know what I mean? Like at a fast pace. And it's just like, these could be alternatives for life insurance, actually, you know? So, and then you don't have to go through the rigmarole of trying to pull it out and all of that. So many other opportunities. We just have to have these information sessions to learn about them. And that's the hard
A
part.
lot of people
Because
don't
you got
know.
you got scammers in this lane too. I see it every day on TikTok. You got the credit cleanup scammers. You got the, oh, you can borrow against your insurance, which you can. Those are type of policies too. But it's just, it's like scammers jump in every lane. So getting somebody that actually knows about it and talking about it. And I tell people all the time, just call the vendor directly. You don't need a specialist that you have to pay. This is their business all day long. Just call them. They're there. You pay through with them through your monthly fees and your dues.
Maybe one day we can have the Mr. Producer on to talk about that. You know, that's his wheelhouse, you know, investing and stuff like that. And also, you know, David, that's in his wheelhouse as well.
Okay.
So I think that's good to have him on and maybe talk about that.
Absolutely.
Okay, so we're moving on to our next one. Still in the grown up phase. Cremated versus burial.
Cremation all day. I get, you know, maybe for religious reasons, some people choose to, you know, have full ceremonies. They need their loved ones to be buried, but don't waste that money on me. There's no reason that like we should be spending tens of thousands of dollars to, you know, say goodbye to our loved ones. Like I feel like that's outrageous.
Spend tens of $1,000s to say goodbye to me because I've lived a life. No, no. I'm gonna let Hayward get done. Hayward, go ahead because I want to jump in. Go ahead.
No, that was the gist of it. It was essentially like, I don't, you know, in my opinion, it's not necessary. That doesn't mean we can't have a great celebration just because I don't have this gold casket and, you know, 2,500 white flowers, you know, cascading around the church or whatever. Like,
don't forget the doves.
But you say
and
give
the doves,
just,
and, you know, a white tiger in a cage and all of that. So I don't know. I feel like, yes, a lot of people live their lives that way, and they would want, you know, that type of pomp and circumstance at the end. So I mean, I get it. I support people who want to do it, but for me personally, cremate me.
Even though I'm just giving Hayward some mess, I'm actually now here at this state, I would say cremation. Now, the difference probably between me and Hayward, I definitely want you to go all out for my funeral, though. Listen, the celebration. And best friend and cousin, make sure that I have more than enough obituaries. Don't be stingy on my damn obituaries. I want the extra money that you're not going to use to bury me.
Who needs a QR code?
All in color.
No, the QR code, I want that too. But in addition to, I'm gonna have a lot of older people there that does not go with the technology. But I want to have.
We'll have a tutorial.
Yes, lean in. When he's serious, he linked in. He's
definitely serious. I hate when I go to a funeral and there's not enough obituaries. I don't know why that bothers me.
No,
I'm like, could we not had 5 flowers up here and just order some additional obituary? Right. Where are the flowers going? Oh God. But anyway, I would say in this state of mind that I am in now, I'm definitely with the cremation. And I think it came from when I lost my dad. Funny story, real quick. My dad, we were on the way to my my nephew's graduation, and he had all his kids in a car, and his sister had passed, and he's very close with his sister. And he was just going on and fussing about how he never sees my cousin at my auntie's grave. And he was just a fussing. And all of us, his children, were kind of quiet and just kind of looking. And he's like, "What's up? Like, y'all disagree?" And we were just like, "Daddy, I don't know if I'm gonna be a grave goer. Like, I probably ain't visiting the grave. Like, There's nobody there. He was so upset about this, y'all. He was like so upset. So anyway, fast forward through time, when he passed away, guilt set in for me, and I was just like, I gotta go to the grave because my daddy will want a grave goer, right? So I'm not even doing it for me. I'm doing it for him, who's not even there. Blah blah blah. But anyway, so I go to the grave, maybe my second time or my third time. My third time by myself, I go to the grave. Just bought a brand new pair of K-Swiss. Brand new pair.
That's
My
really
dad
nice.
liked to dance, so I figure I'm gonna go out here. I'm gonna blast the wobble, and me and my daddy are gonna virtually dance, right? Well, I kind of got a little bit too close to the grave, and it was still moist, and I started sinking in with my daddy. Viewers, you would have to know me to know that my number one man in my life was my daddy. While I'm out there and I feel like I'm in quicksand and I'm like, Daddy, I love you, bro. I don't want to be this close. I don't want to go yet. I don't want to go yet.
That's not my time.
Not now, Lord.
That is.
What you say? It ain't time yet.
Time right now, Lord.
Look, did that prompt you to change?
I said, Lord, sign me up for the cremation.
Sign me up.
I'm not coming back out to the gravesite, Lord.
See, I would have been in the car like, see, Daddy, this is why I said I wasn't no damn grave goer.
I'm not a grave goer. I don't want to go. I love you. No.
Not that much.
I'm telling you, I would have been in the grave if the grounds worker, just with his one grounds worker, he just happened to come out the little hut and he heard me hollering. I was a goner, y'all. I swear to God, I was a goner. And I just said no more. I would never have a goner. Just cremate me or put me in the little museum where you can look at a tag, a mausoleum.
Yeah.
And just put thickness on.
The groundskeepers.
I did. I did. I swear to God, I did. Baby, little Jose, he didn't know which way. I'm a bigger woman, you know. He had to call in the reinforcements. I mean, I can go on and on with this story, but I said, Lord, I'm okay with cremation, and Daddy, I'm sticking to my guns. I'm not a grave goer.
Have you been since then?
No. I never went back anymore. Now, if my brothers and sisters want to go out there, but they don't even go out there anyway, you know, after we did our initial going out there, blasting the music, getting our cries, I don't think any of them, I think if it's really bad and it's hard, I think Devin might go out there, my brother, but I don't really think any of us have gone back out there. And then since then, my grandmother passing, I've never been back out there with my grandmother. So like, no, I've just in life, as you go through life, things change, your views change, and that changed for me, even though that was initially my view, but I changed it because I seen how bad I felt we hurt my dad's feelings. So
yeah.
My mom used to always say, because she's not a grave goer either, and her thing was always she would always say normally people who visit the grave all the time, they have something's unsettled. Because like when my granny was passing away, she's like we were there with her, so we got to say everything we wanted to say. We got to, you know, so there's no unfinished business, basically. It's kind of, you know, what she would say. But still, she's also a bury me person. Now she wants it real simple though. She'll say don't spend a little. I don't even know open casket or nothing. Like she has it all planned. What she wants, get a nice, pretty picture of her. And she said, and her grandkids. She didn't mention me, so we're gonna circle back. we gonna most likely circle back to that. I'm probably gonna call her about that tonight because I don't. Now that I'm thinking about it and saying it out loud,
Nina's in trouble. But what about you though?
Not once did she say she wanted. She said, I just need a nice picture of myself, and then some pictures of me and my grandkids. Now I'm upset about it. Saying it out loud. But in the cheapest, what's the name? She said, spend my stuff on my repass. So I was like, oh, okay, that works. So for me, I would honestly say I'm kind of torn. But older again, I'm leaning toward cremation, but I want my ashes spread somewhere pretty. But then I have a daughter who's like, it's creepy. Am I gonna have to keep it in my house? I don't know if I want to do that. So it's like, well, just spread them somewhere. So, and yeah, and keep that money for yourselves. Like that's kind of. And these graves are. Can we just talk about another problem? These graves are full of shit.
They are.
They're full of shit. So
I'm trying to think about how Crown Hill has any space available. I'm
you hear
43
me?
years old, and I'm thinking even in 43 years, that whole entire both side has to be filled. So what are we doing here?
Yeah,
I
where are
feel
we
like they
putting them, you
pull
know?
up bodies. That's always been my thing. I feel like at a point they pull out the old bodies or whatever and discard them,
Take them
and
lower.
or maybe too. I don't know how low they would actually be able to go, but
I know some people that deserve to be a little lower. So shit.
Hey, my Lord.
well, just like that. Okay.
Right.
Judge and jury. All right.
My God.
I'm
I
sorry.
think-
I'm sorry.
I'm gonna,
Let me tell you something. If it's one person, maybe Hayward would just make you be like a couple times since we've started this podcast together, since really meeting Hayward. Hayward is now family. But it has been times where I have just been ready to say something, and I promise, like Hayward will pop in my head. I'd be like, Sharon, you acting real ugly right now.
I'm trying to
Don't
tell
act
you.
ugly like that. You being ugly.
No.
You
I'll
be
tell
being
you.
ugly, and you can do. But what I'm saying is like, okay, do better. For
Yeah.
me to do better and not be so.
I think that's the way he is. For me, it's the way he
Yeah, but I
says
love
it.
it. He's
It's
very.
the
way
way
that
he's
it's my
so
delivery.
calm, everything like that. I'm like, oh man.
Wait.
Yeah.
I feel bad, I would, but anyway.
Yeah.
It's
But now
just
sometimes though, because I will try to do better, Hayward, because I because of you, I try to do better. But
well,
then when I'm
thank you.
trying to do better and my efforts are not met,
Hey,
dang,
man, all bets are off. I get it.
then all bets are off.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, you want to challenge me to do something different this week.
I did something. I ran.
Right.
I ran and I did not respond with the per my last email. So I did something good this week too.
Okay.
I'm gonna wait till I see her in the office next week and ask in person. But this week I did good.
Very
So
happy.
here we are.
Next week, do the whole thing. For me, I'm gonna go with the cremation part of it. For the same point of I don't believe people are gonna go to the grave. So here I am, taking up space or what have you. For what reason? No one's gonna come out there. I know my grandma passed. I think I've been out there maybe 2 or 3 times. First off, I'm creeped out by graveyards in general. If anybody knows me, I'm kind of really scary about spirits and stuff like that. So just even the thought of being out in the graveyard kind of does something to me. But I understand that people's lives get busy. Like I have another grandmother that's buried in Mississippi. I can't tell you the last time my dad had went down there, in a sense. And so it's almost like, life happens, you move away, you go in different directions. So you may not, it's not intentional per se, but it's just things happen. And so, you're not able to take that time to go and visit and sit there and all that kind of stuff instead of third. So I'd just rather be cremated and what I'm saying, call it a day, and just have a nice celebration of life, and that'd be enough for me.
Yeah. But you don't have to always go to the grave. You're like, well, you don't want to go out there and talk to him. It's like I talk to my granny driving, or I talk to my papa while I'm just, I could be sitting on the couch or just praying, or I still, and I'm not saying they talk back, so I don't want anybody to watch this and be like, that's weird. But I'm just talking to him because I do have dreams that are very vivid, where it's like I'm talking about things that, not trying to get it off course, but things that maybe that I could be worried about or something, like just worried about anything. And then in my dream, it's like my granny's like, now little girl, stop that, but it's vivid and we're talking about what's happening. So while I'm scary on some things, I do have
That's
those
not
conversations,
scary.
but I don't have to go to the grave
Yeah.
to just
accomplish
talk or
that.
think about or just say, man, I miss you, or just laugh about good times and stuff. That doesn't have to be there. So
Yeah, I also think about the financial cost as it relates to a burial, and then you ever think about people making this big deal about what kind of headstone or what have you to put
mm-hmm,
on the grave, and then you do all this and never go out there again. So it's like,
mm-hmm.
what's the point? You
But
know,
even your urns though, Mario. I mean, those are less. They cost less, but they have some beautiful ones. I had a lady that I work with. That was the first time I heard of it. She was like, "We got my dad's urn. And it was beautiful from Amazon.
oh
It was
wow,
beautiful."
right. He had just showed me something recently about where they take people's ashes and turn them into some kind of jewel, so you can. It's like a diamond or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't, that'd be. I mean, I'm sure if I pass on, he gonna do something extravagant anyway with my ashes. You know what I'm saying, and everything. So I'm sure that's why he was looking it up. But that's okay.
Make some money off your ashes, boy.
Dear future husbands,
But
when
yeah,
I
but I even
die,
said, like
I'm
even
not made into a diamond. We gonna know something.
ain't
Okay.
that it? But I even said, like, even if little Riley, something should happen to my baby Riley, at first I was like, oh, what am I gonna do with this little dog? First I said, well, I'm gonna get it stuffed, and so he could just sit there and I could look out. I know that's weird.
Never.
But I believe, because like when my mom's dog passed, she was cremated, but she was cremated with like it's like different tiers, and so it was like multiple dogs cremated at the same time, you know what I'm saying, like that. But I would definitely have to pay the extra price to get Riley cremated by itself, so I can hold on to his ashes, because that's my little baby, even though he gets on my nerves, but. So I said all that to say, I just hit I think more about the type of stuff as I'm getting a little older, especially because what was once old isn't so old anymore, and people in our age group are and younger are leaving the earth left and right, and so you'd be a fool not to think about things like that, and you don't want to leave everything to chance. And just that's one less thing your loved ones may have to worry about, is like, so any and all details you can iron out beforehand, the better.
I agree. Okay. And so I think we've kind of touched on this one so far with just talking about life insurance and cremation or burial, having the end of life conversations.
Yeah.
My mom has had it with me. I've had them a little bit with my kid. I can more so now because they're 15 and 13. So now I actually do. So me reading that is like, okay, Shrine, you really kind of do have to have that conversation with them. But those are important. Again, like we said before, write down who gets what or what does this or what's going to happen with them being underage is really something that we need to talk about. So those are conversations that need to be had, because you have some people that's like, I remember my grandmother was sick and getting all her, she had her stuff together, but kind of just going back over it. And one of my aunts, my oldest aunt, was just like, I don't want to hear it. I don't need to hear all this. I ain't ready for that. And just walked out, so it's like, none of us are ready. We don't want to hear it, but we have to.
You have to be prepared. Yeah.
I definitely was one of those people that just the thought of having a conversation about death would make me feel some kind of way, because I never wanted to think about, not somebody, one of my loved ones not being present and stuff like that. Yet here we are, that you have to have those conversations, nowadays, just to make sure, like I said before, that everything is ironed out and you're not leaving anything to chance. Because I'm going to be very specific of what I want now. Would I really see what it is going on? No, but I would hope that, all my wishes are carried out the way that I envision them to be. Just as I would want to make sure that it's done for any of my loved ones as well.
I wasn't given the choice to say I didn't want to talk about it with my mom. It was like, we're going to sit down and have this talk. I'm coming over tomorrow. This is what we're talking about. And it was, go ahead and get your cry out now. And this, I think I was like 18 then. She's like, get it out. Because I know when you even think about it, watch the movie or something, you just go ballistic. So get it out, because you need to have your big girl panties on tomorrow. I need to let you know what's happening. And you're going to sit there and we're going to listen to it.
Okay. Yeah, because I would ask people, Mario, I would ask you, like, what's greater? Is it greater that it freaks you out now that you don't want to have it, or is it a greater thing that you would leave your family unprepared? Which one is greater? Like, which one do you value the most?
For me now?
Not now. I'm just saying this is the question that I would ask people that don't want to talk about it. Like, okay, I got that you feel this way, which is why you don't want to do it. But is that greater than leaving the loved ones that has to care for you and your stuff, leaving them unprepared?
And that, go ahead. Hey,
oh, sorry. No, I was just gonna say really quickly. I think it's kind of twofold because I think in those scenarios, like for what Mario was presenting, at least what I heard him say, was that he didn't want to talk about it with his mom, like to have that conversation with her, the thought of her passing away, not so much as him preparing for, like, if he passes away, if that makes sense.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
But even for her, like the lack of planning on her part, what would that do for you? Because you would be the responsible party. So I know you haven't been in that situation now, but just thinking about people that have been in that situation, think about the horror stories that you constantly hear. You two are like, Sharon, you're an only child, so you don't have to deal with that aspect. But for your parent, aunties might come out the woodworks, cousins that feel, you know what I mean? Like, is the hesitation of not talking about it, is that greater? Will that be a greater good than the not being prepared for you? Because that will affect you. Like, it will affect you. I mean, yeah, it would affect you because you will you'll more than likely be the executor for both of your parents' estate.
Yeah, and that's understandable. And honestly, before I even get to the conversation about the I guess burial and stuff like that, a bigger conversation for me is like, if anything should happen and you happen to be on life support and everything like that, how long do you want to be on life support?
Everything.
Because I don't want to drag it all out, and just for my own selfish reason.
Which is oftentimes what happens.
Yeah,
that's good. That's the card. That's one of the segments of the end of life conversation. You have to think about that.
Yeah. I say, listen, I'm gonna give you a timeline, but if you feel like something's happening, extend it 10 more days.
That's always tough. You said how many days? No, because I think that's tough. I think just putting that judgment call onto anybody is tough, because you're not in your, like, let me make a rational decision mind in those moments usually. So
so you be acting on emotions.
Yeah.
Producer, you'll have to run this back, but then we need a conversation about just the medical laws and the medical decisions. Sharon, you might lay with Hayward for 25 years, and then y'all get to the hospital, and what if his mom has to make the decision, or what if your mom has to make the decision? Like, those are the medical rules and the fine lines that somebody needs to discuss. But who discussed that when you're dating? When you're basically become a common law with somebody, nobody discusses those things.
Because you have no rights.
You have no rights. Them doctors are not being sued for nobody, and that hospital is not going to be sued for anybody. They're going to follow protocol.
Yeah.
You know what? Now that you bring that up, Stovall, the worst part of that is I'm not saying it doesn't happen in a lot of heterosexual relationships, but the worst part of that is to see homosexual relationships having to go through something like that, and then because you could have been with this person for 20 some years, and then now you reduced to their roommate or their close friend or something that. Yeah. And so he's almost like you don't matter and stuff like that. That's an unfortunate part about it. So it's important to have these conversations and get everything lined out ahead of time, so that to avoid all that.
Get some documentation. Majority of our jobs will offer this stuff for free. This legal documentation, you can get it down at the local community centers. If you're in the Indianapolis greater area, you can call 211 and get some assistance.
You better come on in this. You better come on in here.
I understand that people of the world see one side of Kim, but people don't see the other side of Kim that I deal with a lot day to day. So
it's definitely important. And hopefully now us bringing this more light to this, that a lot more people have those type of conversations that maybe have not been or have been more taboo for them.
Yeah.
So, pushing awareness.
Yep.
Okay, so we have some good discussions on here. I promise we do. I learned
always.
Do.
So now we kind of got a little deep. So now we're gonna lighten it up a little bit. What is everybody listening to this week? Mario, you go first.
Cowboy Carter. Cowboy Carter.
What she say? Cowboy Carter 2. That's what
Exactly.
She said.
Act 2, Cowboy Carter.
Act 2.
Man.
Hayward, what are we gonna do?
I don't know, and I love B too. I honestly just haven't had an opportunity to listen to it yet all the way through.
That joint slaps. Hey, listen, she got a what you say on there,
How far
Mario?
have you got through it?
I haven't gotten far. Like I think I've gotten to like in really listening, probably.
Hayward.
Okay,
Don't
not
drink the
Jolene.
juice.
Past Jolene.
Maybe since Saturday, I'd have been that thing
Bodyguard,
back
maybe.
name.
I think Bodyguard is. I like Bodyguard. I do like.
I do
Bodyguard.
too. I think it's one of my favorites.
It gives me like 80s almost.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, yeah. But yeah, I think that's the farthest that I've gotten.
Well, I definitely agree. You know, I was a little apprehensive because when she was saying it's not a country album, it's a Beyonce album, and I was like, what does that actually mean? But then after hearing it, because when you listen to it a little bit more, you get further into the album, Hayward, you'll realize kind of more so what she means on that. So when you hit the song Spaghetti and some other songs towards the end of the album, you'd be like,
so was that a nod earlier when you said the sketty dinners? Like,
you know what I'm saying? Sketty. Look at that.
Some sketties.
But no, I think this is, you know, I was a huge, and still am a very huge fan of Renaissance, but I really, really enjoy Cowboy Carter. The ride that she takes us on. And then some of the lyrics, when you really listen to it, I mean, of course, the beat will catch you first, but when you listen to some of the lyrics, like "Ya Ya," you listen to what she's saying. My favorite, hands down, my favorite right now is "Two Hands to Heaven" because of the switch up.
Okay, yeah,
I love the switch up.
Yeah. So yeah. 2 Hands to Heaven. I'm sorry, I'm gonna go after Mario because we're on the same thing this week. Actually, I kid you not, I know I have listened to that whole album since Saturday, maybe 10 times front to the back. I kid you not. So Hands to Heaven is one. I love Yaya because even before she started singing, soon as the maracas hit, I said, "This is Nancy Sinatra. Boots is made for walking," because that's how it sounds. Then it goes into what's it? Proud Mary. Then you got
hold on, Ronnie. I'm not sensing the excitement in the faces of Hayward and Stovall.
Y'all have to listen.
I don't have a reference point because
it's Beyonce, and that's all we should know.
So if it's Beyonce, we need this.
Don't try to like put it like I don't.
Is that what we need?
Right, you know,
right.
You're trying to get us attacked, like.
Beehive, don't come for them, okay? We're just trying. This is a teaching moment. Please don't come for them. You have 2 stands for Beyonce on here, so please don't come for the other 2. This is a learning moment for them.
Right. Trust me. It's good over here.
So those were my 2. I actually have way more, but so I'm gonna give you my last one though, because I could go on and on. Can we talk about the vocals of her and Miley Cyrus?
Right. The blending of their vocals is great. It is.
Let me tell you what my daughter
is amazing. And it's a combination I never thought I needed. Seriously.
And it is beautiful. Yep. My niece said, "Mama, that ain't Miley, that's Hannah Montana." I said, "Baby, you better know that's exactly who it is." You better know that's it. She said, "No, that's Hannah Montana," and it is.
Yeah,
please. Yeah. Their vocals.
Really?
Oh yeah, you got to listen to that. Hayward, was it American Most Wanted or something like that?
Yeah, 2 American Most. Oh, that Joker.
Voices. Yeah.
Oh, you have okay. You have got to. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna check it out.
So that's what I've been listening to. Also, with a little bit of Dream. I've been on Beyonce and Dream. I don't know. Dream just came back in when I hit shuffle because y'all know he was hot shit.
Mm-hmm. He was.
I've been listening to Purple Kisses and Falsetto.
Yeah.
And it sounded like
And you know, just on the flip side, you know, Marsha and Brocious has a new single out too called One Night Stand. It's actually really it's a cover of it's like a cover or of another older song. I forgot what it is, but it works.
Okay. I have to listen. I love her, and I heard she had a new song out, but I hadn't heard it yet. Okay. Because I've been listening to Beyonce.
Yeah.
That makes sense. I've been seeing her do some press runs, but I didn't know what it was for. I just thought she was
I've seen her.
Yeah, so that makes sense. I have to check that out.
effortlessly. Her voice is beautiful.
Mm.
I remember she sung "If Only You Knew" by Patti LaBelle on one of the. She killed it.
Killed it.
Patty called her all kind of heifers and threw her shoe, so she just
Yeah.
it was amazing.
I like Marsha Ambrosius, but
Me too.
I didn't really care for that performance. But I mean, you know.
In other words, he said you spent all that time talking about that Ronnie.
Not so much.
He's not
so much.
we can't get a smile for B. We can't get a smile for
I
Marsha.
was smiling during B. What are you talking about?
They were hit you with the gowns, beautiful gowns.
beautiful gown.
Yeah.
Oh, baby Aretha was something else, wasn't she? Okay.
Yeah, she was.
My heavy rotation this week been this dude named Devon Terrell. He does a lot of Devon Terrell, the weirdo. He does a lot of covers for just different, all types of music, and I like it. He kind of switches up the words a little bit, so makes it a little
Kind of like
different
a
meaning.
Weird Al Yankovic type of thing, or
A Weird Al Yankovic. I don't know what that means.
You don't know him?
you don't know
Weird Al?
Oh, Weird Al. I
Yeah.
don't know him. No, I don't know that name.
Oh,
So what kind of covers has he done?
Any cover that you could think of, he's done it. You have to look him up. I watch him on YouTube. Yeah, he brings people. Devon Devon, Devon Terrell.
He has a beautiful voice. I follow him on Instagram.
He does have a beautiful voice. Yeah, he's very entertaining, and yeah, he just changes it up. Yeah, so you just have to listen to it, because I told you I'm in this era. Sometimes our R&B music and the words, so he'll switch it up and do it from a man's perspective, and sometimes I like to hear that, So instead of you begging about how you broke our hearts, apologizing, so he switches up the words and stuff like that. So
okay.
We're gonna get you back on that Kelly Price one day.
Oh Lord, I had to retire Price. I had to retire that Kelly.
When we maybe one episode when the time is right, I'm gonna tell you about this time that we was riding down the street listening to Kelly Price.
I said, baby, turn it off and pull over to the nearest payphone. Because I need to make a mother freaking call and get some stuff off my chest. And I don't care if his wife is there or not.
Well, good night, everyone.
Hayward coming through with the assist. I love it.
Because that off topic got us off.
Mario, what I say? Pull over now. Life, y'all. Life has been good, though. I'm telling y'all, life has really been good. Like, life.
But these are the memories. When you look back on some shit like that, you be, Lord, thank you for growth. Because I was something else.
Something else.
Wheels.
Thank you for grace.
You hear me? Something else.
Because I know I wouldn't have grace with nobody else like this.
Times. How am I not going to somebody jail? Prison. Right.
Yeah.
Prison. My shit was more prison.
Well, flipping on the opposite side, I've been listening to a lot of Tasha Cobb's Leonard, who she is now, but listening to her when she was Tasha Cobb's her Grace album. It's really good. I forgot how good it was. So just I'm like literally like a front to end type listen. So just very good.
Okay.
I like
filling yourself with the spirit. That's cute.
And then said that's cute.
Right.
Do you guys prefer women gospel singers or male gospel singers, or united choirs, or what do they call it? Mass choirs.
I prefer female singers just in general, because I feel like they sing with more emotion than male singers do. I think they come with a story and they come with a lot more baggage, so to speak, but just more emotions. But as it relates to gospel music, I enjoy a good choir, because nowadays I don't think we get the choir aspect.
No,
like the praise team, we don't get the choir. So yeah,
we know how much you hate that. So
what's that? The praise team?
Yeah,
that is very true. Yeah,
you acquire any day.
Only if they I'm okay with the praise team with the new age stuff if they,
New age.
intermingle some of those old, old hymns.
So,
I know you like
yes.
a good Southern hymn.
Oh,
Yeah.
I tell you that one day they was up there talking about can't stop. Oh, boy,
You almost went up there, huh?
I almost.
Baby, stop the music. Let the guitar, let
I heard
the
'em.
foot
I heard
stomping
'em.
start.
Yeah,
Mhm.
tambourines everywhere.
Let me tell you.
Yeah,
But yeah,
Tambourines.
a good choir. I mean, because you don't hear them as much anymore, so it's just something about a choir. And the voices blend. Well, a choir that sound good. Don't give me, your choir that is barely making it.
Yeah. I agree. I do love a good choir. But when it comes to gospel, it's about the songs. I don't care who sings it as long as I like the song and they do the song some justice. But one choir, I like a bunch of choirs. But I don't even know how I missed out on this. Probably because I just, when it comes to Kanye anymore, I'm just like, no. But when he did his gospel album, it was, I think they call it Revelations. Is it 19:1 or something like that? But it's the Hallelujah, Salvation and Glory song. Have you heard that one, Mario?
Baby, that whole album bangs.
I haven't heard the whole album, but that
The
one,
whole album.
baby, I'm telling you, I was driving where I couldn't even see. I got to crying and almost screaming so hard because it just reminded me of Granny and everything. And I had to pull over in the parking lot and pull myself together. But
That boy is
and then when
talented.
that choir came in, I said, Lord. So so
That boy is
a
talented.
choir does do
Pull that
something.
back up. Yeah, I'm pull that back up. I do remember that. That was.
It does that one, and it's just, I don't know, that song just reminds me of my grandmother and her friends being in the choir and just so
Warm moments.
okay.
Yeah. I think I prefer female gospel singers as well, similar to Mario. And not so much for the emotion, because I think there are a lot of talented male gospel artists as well. But I think just in general, I think just women have wider ranges, and I appreciate that just in listening to a song. So, yeah.
As Miss Kim showed us at the beginning of her clip, I'm just messing with you. I want to throw that back out there.
Yes.
I'll be back.
She said, baby, let the mask use you. You use the mask or whatever. I said, this shit.
Let that mask work for you.
Let the
Yes,
mask
work for you. That's
for
what it is.
you.
Let it work for you. Okay.
I love good
So
mess.
we are now that we know what everybody's listening to, we are now going to move on and give Mario the floor to tell us what he's been eating.
Listen, we're gonna keep it real simple this week. It's actually what I made this week for meal prep. Very simple. I'm trying to eat a little healthier. Recently, following Hayward, you be happy to know I'm giving up the pork.
Oh, hallelujah.
Not the hallelujah.
Yeah.
While I'm sitting here like I want a bacon and egg sandwich. Okay.
And to know every time we go to brunch, whatever I'm eating, I'll say, can I get a side of bacon crisp? But I'm gonna give it up.
Cut it out.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it up. And then I'm not quite where you are with the pescatarian type of thing because I still love a good chicken piece of wing. But
Me too, Mario. Me too.
And I've incorporated chicken like a little bit, like just here and there in between. Like I had a salad yesterday for lunch and put a couple of pieces of diced chicken in there, just to
a couple of pieces.
Literally, like the little cubes. Like seriously.
Oh yeah. No. So if I'm gonna put a couple pieces, I know a couple pieces 2 to 3. For me, it's 6 to 10. But anyway.
What would you say? Not cubes, fillet slice.
Whole chicken, just.
But no, it's real simple. It's kind of like I don't call it it ain't a hash, more like a mix. So I just take some ground turkey meat, cut up some onions, cut up some bell peppers, I use green, red, and orange bell peppers. Cut those up. Some mushrooms. And then some spinach, and kind of let that all marinate together and stuff like that. And I use that as my meal prep. It's easy.
Do you do it like over rice or
just that? Just that. Put a little seasoning in it. Actually, and try not to use a lot of seasoning with salt. So he's got me on this where he uses a lot of like cayenne pepper and stuff like that as a seasoning type of thing. But then also, I was recently at Walmart and I saw that Tabitha Brown has a seasoning. It's like a smoky.
Her seasonings are big. I haven't seen the smoky one. I have one. It's like the garlic black pepper lemon, and
I have that one. Yeah.
that one is that's great.
Yeah, we have that as well. But I use the smoky. It's a smoky something seasoning in there, so it gives it another flavor. And put that all together. It works for me. And then, like I said, I can eat off that for my lunch and then also for dinner.
Okay.
Now, where can I grab this seasoning? Never mind.
At the
We'll talk about
Walmart.
it later.
Anyway, I was gonna say at the Walmart or
At the Walmart. Yeah. You might not be able to put that in your pinto beans though. But anyway.
Because I was gonna ask what would she put.
wow.
Don't even.
I
Don't
see how they're
even.
doing you. I see how they're doing you.
No. I am a big fan of those pinto beans. I'm just saying I don't want her to put that in those because it would change the flavor profile.
Okay.
Well, what I heard was when you asked, "Are you gonna put those in those pinto beans?" It sounded like pinto beans was the only thing. That was the only option for her to put. That's what I heard, Mario.
Oh yeah. I mean that's her standout.
Patty.
That's her standout. I mean, she doesn't, good. I don't want to say anything else she may do because when the spotlight is on her again, she might then reveal,
Oh, okay. So that's when she's gonna tell us what she used the smoky seasoning for. I see what you.
Yeah. Because she does so much in the kitchen, and I love it. So I don't want to take that from her.
So multifaceted.
Exactly.
For all the viewers that have ever had my breakfast, please check the fuck in. Please check in below. Thank you. Make sure you at Sharon's handle as well to make sure that she's aware that you've checked in. Again, if you've had my breakfast, the famous Kim breakfast, please check in.
They might be still on the block list though.
I've been. Wait the fuck a minute. I was gonna say something.
I couldn't even. I'm done. Good night. Good night, users. Subscribers.
She will block you, and then if you talking to her about something on the phone, that bitch just say, "Wait a minute, cuz. Wait a minute, I thought I had this motherfucking block."
But it was the way she just stutter steps. She was like, "What?"
Right.
Hayward, friends, family. You know what I'm saying? Like it's too much. It's too much.
So
Baby, that block list, my block list is strong. My block list is as strong as that muscle on the phone icons.
You messed up my leaning because what I was gonna say is
Something silly.
I've been her cousin for almost 43 years and I have not had a breakfast yet. So I don't know what the fuck this is about. But we've been on several trips.
Dun, dun, dun.
We spend the night.
See what I'm saying? Hayward?
Basically lived together for some summers because I never left her house. I don't.
In her defense, she might not have been in her cooking bag at the time.
Mario.
Because this is a recent development. I mean,
It's recent. Okay.
But here we are today. So praise God anyway.
Okay.
Yeah.
You see that journey that I've been on?
Recent. I get it.
Yeah. Roller
You making
coaster.
some breakfast?
Indeed.
Ain't that it?
Okay.
I make breakfast every morning, actually.
Do you really?
I mean, not every morning. I make breakfast 3 times a week.
Really?
I go from every morning to 3 times a week. I was trying to have your back.
But then when she said before she said 3 times, she looked up. Ma'am, it's only 7 days.
Right.
So
No, because I was thinking about the days that I report to camp. The days I report to campus, those 2 days I don't cook breakfast. I grab Qdoba. If I'm running late, I grab Taco Bell. Shout out to Qdoba and Taco Bell. Hopefully, you guys can be a sponsor because I will be a great commercial for you guys. But yeah, I've been on my Qdoba bowls. Oh, Mario, I've upgraded my breakfast. Yeah, I've been on my Qdoba bowls. I've gone from my little. I'm telling you, my breakfast is. Check in below if you've had a breakfast, please.
We'll have to have you cater our first live event, in person and all of that. Breakfast.
Hands down.
Cater
Just make sure you don't want anything out of smoked
Cater
sausage
breakfast.
bites, smoked sausage, and eggs. Other than that, I got you.
Some pinto beans on the side.
I think I should probably
There we
cater.
go.
Absolutely got
Yeah.
But
you.
if you ask her, if you tell her that she's gonna cater, as soon as we get off of here, this helpful messages me and say, "Cuz I'll buy the stuff and drop it off at your house." It's gonna be a problem. You see her
Period.
nodding?
And I will bring my own containers for you to put it in.
That's very true. That is very true.
Oh,
I remember my first friends dinner with my best friends, and I stopped at Boston Market. Oh, y'all didn't know that? Oh, okay, never mind.
Well,
Never mind.
we knew that she walked in there with the stuff in these Tupperware containers.
From the Dollar Tree. The Dollar Tree never lets you down.
So you put Boston, you know what? Never mind. Okay.
Goodbye.
So
yeah.
we're going to leave this negative note,
Yeah,
and we are
yeah.
going to let Hayward take us out and uplift us. But first, I want to say it has been a pleasure, like always. I love y'all so much.
We
Yeah.
Love you too. Absolutely.
Yes.
And also, I'm still looking for a suitor.
I can tell you that shirt is just a
Ain't it a little low cut?
plunge in
No.
your-
Oh, and put it down.
Yeah.
Hey, we need to get a little speed dating situation set up.
Please.
But
if
is that
you're-
something I really want to do? But I really don't want to date nobody. But I really do want to do speed dating though.
Okay.
Like it seems like a good experience. Like it seems fun.
Yeah. Maybe we can almost do like a virtual speed dating, like bring people in.
Ooh.
No,
like,
seriously.
yeah.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, that could be.
We
I'm
could do
serious.
that.
Yeah,
That would be so much
like
fun.
pop them in, give them however much time, and then bring in the next one.
And that'll be less
Yeah.
awkward because we're just gonna cut them off at the time, so that
Right.
opposed to just getting up and moving around the room, you still got to look at them.
That
Yeah.
is true.
Now that I might be down for. You might be able to get me on that one,
Oh
Hayward.
my
Well, y'all
God.
should. That would be
Okay.
so much fun.
It would. We should talk about that offline.
Yes. We. Okay. Yeah. I'm with
Yeah.
y'all. Okay.
Amanda, can you please send some of the single men in your area
Amanda, I date WBs.
to hit me on my handle, please?
I date WBs.
All right, y'all. I'm gonna take it out of here. It's been fun as always. But this week's quote comes from Nelson Mandela. The greatest glory in living lies not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall.
Jesus. Yes.
And I definitely echo that sentiment. I agree. There's so many times that we, hit those hard moments, and then, the test of your true character or whatever really comes when in looking at how many times you've gotten up over time after time after time. So I think that's very true. Kind of going back to what we said earlier about, learning the lesson at, however long it takes. So
Absolutely. Amen
Yeah.
for that.
Hey, would you still need to send us that quote
from last week, I will.
Yes.
Yeah.
Last week. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. You don't have to blast me like that, but okay. Yeah. Thank you.
It's just holding you accountable.
Whew. You could also do it offline.
No.
And
Love you
well,
guys. This has been a
Yeah.
great session.
it has been a great session. It has.
Yes. So great talk, great conversation.
Absolutely.
As always, and
Like,
any
comment, and
comments, any
subscribe.
questions, everything at the bottom, please. We
Thank
do
you,
read them, we
Amanda.
look at them.
Thank
Yes,
you, Amanda.
Crowley. Thank you, Amanda. And Amanda, look at the little frillies on my shirt. Thank you. Okay,
Amanda.
Oh,
don't play with us like that because ain't no hearts coming out of
I
mine.
had to thank Amanda.
ain't that
Amanda,
it?
here's my heart.
See, I heard you say you had a Mac
No
earlier, so that's why I was
way.
like, yeah, I was waiting.
Wait a
on
minute, where did it go? Oh shit.
you. Yes.
Okay,
Amanda.
No
Amanda, there go my heart
way.
too.
Oh my God. Send them up to me. Send them up to me.
Ain't that it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I got this old bootleg thing going on here. Anyway, all right, I'll see y'all later.
Yeah. Good night,
Love
y'all.
y'all.
Love
See
y'all.
y'all.
Love
Like,
y'all.
share, and
I
subscribe.
got balloons and hearts. Man.
Okay.
Absolutely.
See
Bye,
you
y'all.
guys next week.